Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Grave Reviews. My name is Chris, and today I have checked out this new horror movie called The Sleep, or The Sleep, Survival Horror, Part 1. What a dumb name. This one's a little bit of a problematic movie in itself, but we'll unpack it. I may be jumping the gun here, don't want to jump the gun. This movie is directed by Devin Rice, stars him, he wrote it as well, and it's about... I struggled to answer this question. It's about a bunch of teenager 20-year-olds. I don't know how old these people are supposed to be. And on Halloween night, they get drugged perhaps and wake up in a... I don't know what happens in this movie. That's the problem. I don't know what happens in this movie. I mean, I think I know by the end what they say happens, but this movie is a hot mess. It's just nonsense for the longest time. And it is an hour and 54-minute long movie. So at 35 minutes into it, I wrote down, God damn it, I am exhausted. This is nonsense. And then I still had an hour and 20 minutes to go. There is nuggets here of lots of interesting horror stuff. And it is a very, very ambitious movie. Unfocused. It's almost like... Like if you took a whole bunch of ingredients of something you really liked eating. I like chocolate, I like bacon, I like all this shit, okay? And you're like, individually, I like a lot of these things. And then you threw it all in a blender and you made a slurry out of it. And it's just a whole concoction of nonsense and like just a bunch of tastes that don't go together. And then that's what it is. It's just overload with a bunch of this stuff they're throwing in here. So you have hints of like the escape room jigsaw style thing because everybody wakes up and they all have weapons and they have notes and it's mysterious and tapes are playing showing things. And you're like, okay, I think I understand what's going on here. And then all of a sudden, out of motherfucking nowhere, we got wizard wands with magic. You're a fucking wizard, Harry. You're a wizard, Harry. That's my Hagrid. That was terrible, Hagrid. You're a wizard, Harry. Harry, you're a wizard. None of these are good. I think one of the problems here, though, is that you can essentially say that this is kind of like the synopsis of the movie, or like the director's approach to writing this thing. It's like, what if you could explain all the mass murders and school shootings with a conspiracy of the pharmaceutical companies and magic, and all the pills people are taking is what causes people to have this psychosis that they're controlling to kill innocent people. And you're like, I don't know about that, because that's kind of dumb and touching on a very hot button topic in society, mental health, which is a very serious topic. And this movie has this slap in the face kind of hard, unsubtle approach to this theme they're exploring here with pharmaceutical companies and, you know, depression medication and anxiety medication. There's like, it opens with a fake commercial talking about like, you know, anxiety and depression medicine people take, and it's like sarcastic in a lot of ways, and it's a little like out of touch with reality. I feel maybe I'm you know, tons of people have mental health issues, and to just be like so dismissive of the help that some of these medications can provide to a lot of people is kind of dumb. It seems like they're approaching it from somebody who never has had an experience with these things and has formed an opinion that they're just bad. And I'm not here to like defend pharmaceutical companies, because they're god-awful. We know that in a lot of ways. Now, do they create drugs that we all help a lot of people? Sure. Are they, you know, manipulative and price gouging and all that kind of crap? Sure. So they're bad too. But I don't even remember what I was going to say. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. This fucking movie. The next 15 minutes of the movie are just kids talking about guns and like just like Twitter topics of politics, and that's like the most toxic bullshit. Like nobody gets anything positive out of like social media arguing about politics, because it just is infuriating when you're reading the comments, and that's what it feels like when you're watching the movie.
I hate guns. I think they should be fucking banned.
They should.
Like, what are you gonna do with an AK-47? Its sole purpose is to kill people.
You know every mass shooter was on some sort of mind drug, right?
What?
Stop.
News never talks about that.
unsubtle blanket statements that come off like they're slapping you across the face with it, and it's cringy, and your eyes are rolling so far back into your head that the only thing you see is the darkness behind your eyes because your brain has been melted from how stupid this fucking movie is. God, that was really mean, and I'm sorry. I don't mean to shit on everything about this movie, because like I was saying, it's very ambitious. And for the most part, competently shot and lit, and the sound is fine. The acting's not so great, but it's hard to say if it's their fault because the characters run around like assholes screaming every 3 seconds and saying the F word. That's the word, the motherfucking word. And I just bleeped it all out there so your, virgin ears didn't have to hear the horrible word of fuck. I didn't bleep that one. Sorry. It's just relentless. Like I was saying, 35 minutes into the movie, I was like, God damn, I feel like I went for a run.
What the fuck? Where the fuck are we? What the fuck?
Oh my god. That actually worked.
Fuck yeah!
And it's so relentless that there's no dynamics to it. There's no waxing and waning of our emotions or attention. So it's all just a straight line of like, oh, we're fucking intense. Oh, what is that? A ghost man? Oh, what the fuck is that? That mother shit. And the whole time I'm like, none of this is working, and you're not giving me time to like have a different feeling. So I'm becoming desensitized to the whole thing. It almost feels like a video game. Insofar as in video games, you kind of let story elements go a lot of times when they drop you in a new scenario. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't quite understand what's going on, but this is cool. And it's cool because you have agency and you're also invested in the mechanics of the game. And in this, they're like dropping you in these scenarios and you're like, I don't know what's going on. And I wish I knew what was fucking going on. Like you got like this henchman guy and then his little henchman what's the henchman? You got the boss and then his henchman who's a little person who wears this mask. And I'm like, why? And they don't explain any of that. And maybe you can say, Chris, did you not read the title of the movie? The Sleep. Survival Horror. Part 1. Maybe it'll all be revealed in Part 2. But God, I hope not. They also do this thing, and this is very nitpicky, but it's like, what the fuck, guys? There's a sequence where this guy's running down the hallway and they do the camera flips the whole way around. And they do it in post. But the resolution that they shot this on wasn't large enough to be able to do that without the screen being cut off. So what you have is it turns, but like half the screen goes missing and shit. Like they didn't physically rotate the camera, so they did it in post. But there wasn't enough image to fill the screen. So it's like, what? Why are you doing that? It's fucking weird. Maybe that's just me being too nitpicky. Picky nits. Knitting some picks. God damn it. So I wasn't a big fan of this movie. If you've seen it, let me know your thoughts down below. I will give this I would say like 3 out of 10. I just really didn't enjoy the experience of watching it, even though, like I was saying, the production quality is not that bad, but the story is almost nonsensical and not interesting, and it's very long, and it feels daunting, and it feels tiresome, and I wanted it to end 45 minutes before it did with a coherent ending, and I got none of what I wanted for out of this movie. So, not a big fan of The Sleep. That's it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I'll catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.